you know, our partners in like the whole building technology. And I'm just gonna move now.
You're just taking my job. It's okay, he's allowed to do that both as my boss and my father. Right? Smart. Going back.
Next, I want to talk about, there is this time, like last year we had the privilege of honoring a great dance legend in classical ballet, a Black legendary ballerina from Dance Here of Harlem, Miss Pam Brown, who is with us. Hello, Pam. I think it's fitting that she be here for this year when the committee seemed fit to honor our next honoree. I was pretty ecstatic at seeing this nomination come through, and I was the person that had the privilege of sending the email for the notification and then waiting for the response. And when the response came back, I said, wonderful. Wendy Whelan is a person whom I don't even think she recognizes how important she is to the world of dance. But I can tell you she certainly doesn't recognize how important she is to the world of Black dance. Because for the first time in about 20 years, she actually started to, long before everyone else, at that upper echelon of classical ballet, started showing that Black creativeness, that Black artisticness, that Black genius was worth her time. And so long before my brother Kyle Avery had the ability to choreograph for New York City Ballet, Wendy had said, I'll share my light with you. And she actually would say that she was actually asking him to share his life with her, right? That would be the way that she would put it. I think in this day and age where again, Tubman was a person who broke rules. Like everything she did, to be honest, was against the law. Everything she did was against the law. Thinking about freedom was against the law. Writing was against the law. Looking at somebody different was against the law. Just being was practically against the law. And yet, she changed the course of where America went. And I actually believe that Wendy helped to really reconstitute the conversation that is now happening on a level. And I don't think that she actually knows that. That's why it's so special. That's why it's so powerful. Wendy was just being Wendy, but we needed her to be so. And I think that she is now creating a whole bunch of Peter Pans in the world of classical ballet. And we have a Wendy. Oh, that's right. you see where I went with that? Did you see that? Did you see what I did there? Okay. You know I have to do that. So I just want you to understand. I want you to understand as I'm looking at the national press, I want you to understand that all of these people that are being talked about here today are the folks that you should be talking about tomorrow. The work that they are doing right now here today is the work that you should be spreading tomorrow and every day after. Wendy, we are really excited for the work that you have done. We are really happy to see what will be next. I already told her we're going to do some really massively big duet next year, like on the top of the Empire State Building. No, because brother cannot breathe up there. Our next 2019 Harriet Tubman Freedom Award winner, Miss Wendy Whelan.
So we were driving in the car, and we were talking about a ballerina named Raven Wilkinson. And I used to see Raven. She passed away maybe last year. in her 80s. But I used to see her on the plaza at Lincoln Center and wonder, who is this beautiful older woman walking around all the time? She was dancing for the opera. I had no idea who she was, but I knew she was beautiful, and I knew she was always there. And one day we started to talk, and she told me about herself, and I found out that she was the first American ballerina that was black. And she danced in the Ballet Russe, famously, and then she couldn't dance because they traveled to the South and she couldn't perform on the stage because the KKK would show up. So I had never heard of her, yet she was a profound individual in the world of ballet. And I thought that was really weird that I had never heard of her. Then just now I was thinking about how there's always one black ballet dancer in every company, those big companies. And it seems that my whole life, that one black ballet dancer was always my friend. When I was 8, David Brown was in the Louisville Ballet, and he was so fun to be with. And I thought, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to be a ballet dancer and be with people like this. And then I moved to New York at 15, and my first friend there was Myrna Cameron, and she was my best friend. And we joined New York City Ballet together, and we danced there until she stopped being cast, and she went and danced in Europe. And she's still one of my best friends. And then eventually I danced with the one black gentleman in New York City Ballet for about 20 years. And we had a famous partnership. And he became a leader in the world of New York City Ballet. And suddenly he died at age 46. So I think about him every single day. And I think about those 4 individuals, and how they were so singular and how they were so profound to me in my journey, being in the majority. But so I wrote something very small, but I'm incredibly humbled to receive this, and was so shocked and so happy when I got your email, and I think I wrote you back in 10 seconds. But thank you for everybody for thinking of me and having me come. I think this award is remarkable. Remarkable because not only does it represent freedom, but also inspiration, responsibility, and action. Growing up in Louisville, Kentucky, I was lucky to be surrounded by elders who instilled a set of values in me based on the principles of democracy and fairness. Elders who celebrated the outspokenness and integrity of star athletes like Billie Jean King and our own hometown hero, Muhammad Ali. Finding myself as a leader now in the ballet world, a world not always welcome to ideas on diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's within my power to act, which is very truly the greatest privilege of my lifetime. I take great inspiration from another elder, the Ford Foundation's exemplary leader, Darren Walker, when he echoes and amends President Roosevelt's 1941 Four Freedoms speech to Congress. Mr. Walker suggests, and you can read about him in the New York Times from yesterday, a wonderful story about him. Mr. Walker suggests that with the freedom of speech comes our responsibility to listen. With the freedom of religion comes our responsibility to accept one another. With the freedom from want comes our responsibility to serve. And with having freedom from fear, we are given the responsibility to act. Only through the exercise of these responsibilities can freedom continue to expand and grow. Together, we must embrace our responsibilities to one another in order to preserve, strengthen, and share the freedom that we all deserve to enjoy, and I intend to do that. Thank you so much.